everyone, welcome to Waxback Wisdom, where we talk football history through card breaks and the cards we love. My name is Jake T. O'Donnell. Today we're opening this pack of 1993 Bowman Football cards, which includes one special engraved foil card in every pack. So let's see who we get in this pack of 1993 Bowman Football cards. And of course, it is not going to be easy for me to open. If you saw yesterday's basketball video, it was also a little hard for me to open, but trust me, it was worth it because of who we pulled. And let's see if we get some good ones in this one. All right. So again, could not really say that this is not my forte, this era of football. I've been clear about that. I look for folks in the comments to help out a little bit. Here's Ricky Jackson with the New Orleans Saints. Can't really say I know a lot about Ricky, but there you go. That's Ricky Jackson. There's Chris Burkett with the Jets, who were not really in their sort of best era at this point. I do know this guy. This is Pepper Johnson, who was a member. It looks like he's with the Browns at this point. It seems like he maybe followed Bill Belichick to the Browns when Belichick became the head coach there. Pepper Johnson had been a really solid linebacker and a really great member of the great Giants defenses in the late 80s and early 90s, the two-time Super Bowl winning teams with Lawrence Taylor and Carl Banks and Harry Carson, and Pepper Johnson was a big part of that too. He was part of that great linebacking core. And then he goes to the Browns. He may have also gone to the Jets later too. And then he is a coach with the Patriots for quite a few years too, as a linebacker, defensive line coach. So Pepper Johnson was a really good player and a sort of long time person in football. There's Eric Swan, who I kind of remember a little bit about him. I kind of remember a little bit about that name. Good player. Here also is Henry Thomas, who is a name I remember a bit from the days. This would be sort of certainly not sort of Purple People Eaters day Vikings, but a good player nonetheless, and a good era for the team as they sort of move into the era with Randall Cunningham and Randy Moss and Cris Carter. I think they probably already had Cris Carter at this point a few years later. Here is the next one. I'm just sort of working to kind of separate the cards a little bit because they're a little bit kind of stuck together after 30 years in this pack. Kyle Clifton, again, Jets not necessarily in their sort of great era. Here is Leroy Horde with the Browns. Again, don't really know a lot about Leroy, but sort of a good, again, the Browns had a good team. And then, of course, they had the unfortunate happenstance. A lot of these guys were probably on the team that ended up moving to Baltimore. And then, there was no football in Cleveland for a few years, but then they got their expansion franchise. So that was good. Here is Daryl Moose Johnston. We end up on this channel a lot of times with guys whose nicknames are Moose. There's, of course, Moose Skowron and Walt Dropo, whose nickname was the Moose. And here's Daryl Moose Johnson, who was a fullback, the leading blocking back for Emmitt Smith on all those great Cowboys teams. And Daryl Johnson continues today to be part of the NFL as an announcer, so you hear him a lot on games and stuff. There's Greg Townsend with the Raiders in sort of a good era as well. Next one this is a name I remember a little bit more, was Tommy Vardell, who was he looked like at this point he's with the Browns. Yeah, but then he would later on, I think he was with the 49ers. Or maybe he was with the he was with the Lions is who he was with. He was with the Lions. He was like a leading fullback, a big blocker for Barry Sanders late in his career. That's one thing I remember about Tommy Vardell. So there you go. There's Tommy Vardell. Alvin Harper with the Cowboys. This is, of course, the Cowboys are heading into or are sort of knee deep at this point in their great era of football, of winning 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. So yeah, there's how about them Cowboys? There is Barry Word, and Barry Word is he's getting tackled here. Again, the Vikings. Chuck Cecil, don't know much about him. And then our gold foil card is Kevin Williams, who was looked like he was a rookie in this particular year with the Cowboys. So I know we kind of flew through that a little bit. Not a lot of great stars or truly great players in this. this pack a little bit of a dud pack in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if any of these players stand out to you more than they stood out to me, because otherwise that's going to do it for this edition of Wax Pack Wisdom. Tell us what you thought of this break. What's your favorite card we pulled today? Do you have a story about one of the players in this pack? Leave us a comment and let us know. We'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, we invite you to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our Wax Pack Wisdom content. In the video description, you can find links to where you can follow Wax Pack Wisdom on all social media channels. You'll also find a link to a list of our favorite nonprofits and charities. If you enjoyed this video, please consider a donation to one of those organizations. It would mean a lot to us. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Wax Pack Wisdom. Take care.